This week on Our Football with Chris Ash, as the season winds down, we roll up our sleeves and stick with the plan and discuss how the seniors have helped lay a foundation for the future. Speaking of the seniors, we'll check out their final home salute at High Point Solutions Stadium. We sit down with senior defensive back Anthony Chaffee, who has 8 career interceptions.
Hackenberg floating in, and it is going to be intercepted, picked off by Anthony Chaffee.
And then we move to the other side of the ball and spend time with another senior who's made big plays, wide receiver Andre Patton.
Great catch by Andre Patton, good concentration.
This is Our Football with Chris Ash.
Our next coach has to be a great ambassador for our university, someone who can lead young men, someone who will get our fans hopeful and excited again about Rutgers football. Chris Ash is the right man to lead that effort.
I want to build a first-class program here. Load it up! Load it up! It's going to take an extreme amount of work. It's going to take a lot of the right people. Great timing, Gio! Going in the same direction. I want to build a fast, physical team that plays with relentless effort.
He's going to do it! What a run by Robert Martin for the score!
Tremendous enthusiasm.
Taken down! What incredible effort!
And plays for each other. A program that the university, the state of New Jersey, high school coaches, and high school players, they want to come here and be a part of it.
Welcome back to Our Football with Chris Ash, and this is Anthony Chaffee. 4 years at Rutgers. You'll play your 47th and final game this Saturday.
Yeah.
Will it be a little bit melancholy for you?
Yeah, it will be. I'm just very excited to go out and play with my brothers. We really want to go out and get a W for the seniors, and it's kind of going to springboard for the season coming.
When you look back at all that you accomplished here, are you proud?
I'm proud to say that we really tried to set a foundation this year, and as far as my first 3 years, it was something that you build bonds with friends and people from different states. You make best friends in a matter of years, and it's something where I'm going to talk to my roommates for the rest of my life.
You had 4 interceptions last year. You've got 8 for your career. There's something about the way you play where you kind of have a feel for where the football is going. What is that all about?
I think it's from my uncle, honestly. He's just telling me, oh, you always have to fly around the ball. Wherever the ball is, you got to go. And also from one of my best friends, Devlin Forme, his father used to coach me as a safety when I was a young kid, and he said, always fly to the ball. If the ball is in the air, it's your ball. And it's something where I just kept with me for the rest of my life.
Would you ever consider becoming a coach?
It's something that I've considered a lot, and my actually high school coach, Joe George, he said that I could be a great coach. So it's something that's in the works.
What about Sundays in the National Football League? Is that something that you think about?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. It's Rutgers has prepared me a lot for the big stage, and I feel that this off season coming up, as far as training, I feel like I could play.
So what's your message to Rutgers fans who might be a little frustrated now, but as far as the future is concerned?
I feel like it's going to take off. This year has been filled with ups and downs, but as far as the coaching staff, they know what they're doing, and I feel that they're going to take this program to places it's never been before.
If you're in Springfield, New Jersey, and you want a really good sandwich, there's really only one place to go. Chaffee's, right?
That's a spot.
What's your favorite sandwich there?
I go with the chicken parm sandwich, but I do have a plate, broccoli and cavatelli with chicken. That's my go-to. That's my go-to.
Did you ever help out with your dad and the family?
Yeah, I have.
What did you do there?
Folded pizza boxes. Once I got my license, I was a delivery boy, and sometimes I would try to step in and try to make a sandwich, have my dad teach me, but he said, no, stick to football, do what you have to do good in school, and I don't want you to work here.
Anthony, enjoy your final football game representing Rutgers.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Anthony Chaffee would like to make a living someday on Sundays in the NFL getting paid. If not, he can always be a coach or definitely work at Chaffee's Deli. We'll be back. everyone. Welcome to Our Football. Coach, can you believe this is the final week of the season in terms of practice?
No, it's gone by really fast, and the weather's starting to change, so it feels like the end of the season, but it's gone by fast.
I've heard coaches say that the practices are like their laboratory.
Yeah.
This is your last week in the laboratory this year. Have you enjoyed that aspect?
I enjoy practice all the time. That's one thing as a head coach that I really miss. Is I love coaching, and when you take over to become a head coach, that's one of the things you don't do as much of, is the actual hands-on coaching part of it. I'm not in a meeting room with players. I do go and try to get engaged in meetings when I can, but I love being out on the practice field and just watching coaches coach, players play and compete, and that's the best part of my day, and I wish we could do it year-round.
When you look at what your players gave you this year, are you pleased?
I am pleased. Everybody wants us to win games, and that's what we want to do too. But I'm pleased with the effort and the attitude that our players displayed throughout the course of the season, especially through a long losing stretch that we had. A lot of guys can make a decision to either quit or keep going, and our team continue to go and fight, and it's because of the chemistry of the team.
And the other night you talked about your seniors and how they help lay the foundation for the future here. Are these guys that you will keep in touch with?
Oh, absolutely. We talked about that the other day. The door is always going to be open for them to come back and be a part of Rutgers football. They've gone through this transition, been into the Big Ten, gone through a coaching transition. They've helped us lay a foundation that will build for future success, and they're always going to be welcome back here. They've done a tremendous job with not only their work ethic and attitude, but just the leadership that they've shown other individuals in the program.
And I heard the term buying in. You used it a lot this year. Those guys really went with the changes and embraced it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's not just me talking. You talk to them, and you'll get that type of feedback from them also. But they really embraced a lot of things that we want to do here in the program. I think they felt like they improved because of it, and it's just going to take a lot of time to get that throughout the whole organization.
Tell me where else you would rather be. Let's do it. 10 strong on 3. 1, 2, 3. 10 strong.
You had a program this year called Life Beyond the Game, and the seniors had a chance to really delve into that and to get a feel for what it was all about. What did you try to accomplish?
Well, what we wanted to do is bring in speakers to help them build a network, show them how to build a network for future employment. We wanted to talk to them about interview skills, how to deal with people, and basically just go out and put yourself in position to gain employment when football's over. One of the things we have here at Rutgers, Sean Tucker has had a leadership academy that's been off the charts here, and to be able to combine his leadership academy with our Life Beyond the Game program, I think we have a program for our student athletes that's second to none in the country.
Do you think you're impacting lives as well as impacting young men to play football here?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. When they come here, we have 4 goals for our program. First and foremost, to get your degree, develop them to have an opportunity to play beyond college if they have the talent to do that. We want to build a competitive football team, but then we want to make sure that we help them get employment when football's over.
Do these kids understand that beyond the game, there's a lot of the same things required that are required for being a football player? Discipline, dedication, unselfishness?
Absolutely. Football, I think, is one of the best teachers of life, and how to handle adversity, how to handle success, how to get along with other people in the work environment, be a part of a team, be a part of something bigger than yourself. You learn all those things in football. You learn about time management, discipline, all the things that you mentioned. A football team does that, and if you use that and take that with you, it can help you be successful in life.
Go get one, man. All right. Leave these boys tonight, all right?
After the game against Penn State, you said we have to roll up our sleeves.
Yeah.
Haven't you been rolling those sleeves up for much of the year?
Yeah, I got to get them a little bit higher. Get them a little bit higher and keep going. But it's moving into the off season. The off season, we thought we had a pretty tough and demanding and challenging off season last year. We just got to ramp it up even more.
What about the plan? Do you stick with the game plan and looking at the future of Rutgers football?
Absolutely. We knew there were going to be challenges as we took over this program to build it the way we wanted to look. This is a prideful program. It's had a lot of tradition, a lot of success. For whatever reason, it's dropped, and we've got to get that back. And that's our job, and it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a lot of time, effort, and guts to get that done. But we're all in, and very excited about the opportunities that lay in front of us.
When you say there will be better days ahead for the program, do you have to convince anybody in that regard?
Not inside the building. I mean, everybody inside the building that knows what we're doing, how we're doing it, has been a part of the plan. I think they realize that we are going in the right direction. There are going to be a lot of better days down the road. Just we're not sure when.
I'm impressed with the kids throughout the season and the way their attitude has stayed positive. How have they done that? Has that been you? Has that been them themselves?
Yeah, well, I wish I could say it was me, but
Right.
you
Your
know,
coaching staff.
it's a lot. It's everybody. You know, if I show up to work and it's doom and gloom for me, the coaches and the players are going to respond to my demeanor and my attitude towards the situation.
There's certain standards that you're going to be held to. That's what happens in good organizations, whether it's athletics or business. You set standards, you hold people to them. If we don't do that, guess what? We're not going to help you get better.
And I have to remain positive and continue to be strong in our beliefs and convictions on how we're doing business. The coaches will do that, and then it trickles on down to the players. But really, it's about the players' character.
Break them down, big.
If you got really good character kids, it's a lot easier for them to stay positive.
Later in the show, the coach will help us talk about the finale at Maryland coming up this weekend. More R football with Chris Ash just ahead.
All right, here we go, man. Bring it on out. Get a break. Get a break. Let's go.
Andre Patton. I'm a wide receiver. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware.
Bring it down, bring it down. You know who you are. You know why we came. Trust your training. Trust the man next to you. It's quite simple. Here we go. Rutgers. 10 shot on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
It just felt right when I first came up here on my visit. You know, the guys around me, you know, they was great guys. I just felt welcomed. And also there was the distance. The distance is pretty close to home, and I want my family and my grandparents to be able to come to my games. So that was actually a big decision.
Play action, wants it all up top, and it's there for the touchdown.
Great catch by Andre Patton. Good concentration.
Well, it's special to me because, you know, growing up, you know, my grandparents and my mom, my dad, and my uncle, and a lot of my family members always came to my games. So going into college, I wanted the same thing, and I wanted that to transfer over for once I went to college. So, especially with being in the Big Ten, is so much competition and big crowds, and I'm going to experience that, so I wanted my family to experience it as well.
And now to Grant, throwing for the end zone. Touchdown. What a catch by Patton on the pass from Grant.
I mean, coming in as a freshman, I was still a little bit immature, still a kid, you know, doing kid things, but over the years, you know, it's definitely taught me how to be responsible, how to be a man, how to own up to what you do.
Back of the end zone for Patton and a touchdown. Throwing end zone caught in the back corner. It's Andre Patton for the touchdown. An extra point will tie this game.
With having so many coaching changes and with having Coach Ash come in this year, I had to grow up, mature a little bit, and, you know, start to become a man. So it definitely changed me in that aspect because I had to grow up and start being a little bit more responsible.
Three receivers out to the wide side for Rutgers. He'll look that way as he rolls out. Pressure comes as Rutgers gets hit, throwing deep, a man all alone, wide open. Andre Patton has nothing but pay dirt ahead. Rutgers comes right back to score on the first play of the drive.
I want to be remembered, not only for what I did for the program, but how hard I worked, how dedicated I was to it, and just my drive and the way I carried myself every day.
First down, Rutgers at the 37. Rutgers downfield for Patton. And he makes the catch for a touchdown! One-on-one battle between Patton and Minnesota's top corner, Jalen Myrick, and Patton won the battle.
He sure did.
Back to your seniors and the leadership you've gotten from this group this year. Are you proud of that group?
Absolutely. I love the guys. I love our football team. Our coaching staff loves this football team, and especially the seniors. They've been through so much here, through transition of coaching staffs, through transition of leagues. They've had highs, they've had lows. They've gone through a lot. They've given Rutgers and Rutgers football a lot of time, effort, and energy, and they deserve to go out on a high note.
So fact that Gary shows Rutgers close to home, close to us, has his heart right here in the birthplace of college football.
Congratulations to number 84, John Simmis. This is Mike and Donna, his mom and dad, and we're both Rutgers graduates, and we've had so much fun the last 4 years, and it's been fantastic. Thank you to Rutgers and the coaches and the fans. Donna?
We're very proud of John, a lot of hard work. He's done a great job. We're proud to be football parents.
It's been so much fun. Thanks, John.
I'm extremely proud of Chris. He's put a lot of hard work into it. You know, the coaching changes, going into a new direction is hard for fifth-year seniors, but Chris is excited about Coach Ash and the future of the Rutgers program. I can't say enough for the academic support with Rutgers and the experience my son had. It's been a great experience.
Hi, Anthony, we're really proud of you for making such a sacrifice. All your blood, sweat, and tears. You've accomplished so much. We love you.
You know, ever since you were little, we knew you had it in you to drive, your desire to play on a big stage. Came here to Rutgers, stayed in state. To be here with you. God bless and continued success. Love you so much.
Love you.
That's not just me talking, you talk to them and you'll get that type of feedback from them also. But they really embraced a lot of things that we want to do here in the program. I think they felt like they improved because of it, and it's just going to take a lot of time to get that throughout the whole organization. Talked about that the other day. The door is always going to be open for them to come back and be a part of Rutgers football. They've gone through this transition of being into the Big Ten, going through a coaching transition. They've helped us lay a foundation that will build for future success, and they're always going to be welcome back here. They've done a tremendous job with not only their work ethic and attitude, but just the leadership that they've shown other individuals in the program.
The Big Ten finale coming up at Maryland Stadium. Rutgers against the Terrapins. And Coach, when you look at this Maryland football team, they've got a young coach too in DJ Durkin, just 38. You've got a relationship with him, don't you?
Yeah, I've known DJ for a long time. DJ's a great coach, a really good person, and he's doing a great job at Maryland. He's done a good job everywhere he's been.
I look at the pressure that this team puts on quarterbacks. They've got 27 tackles for loss just with 3 guys alone. What about that challenge?
Yeah, that's a challenge. That's been one of our struggles so far up front this year is movement and pressure coming from the defensive front 7 of the opponent. But that's what DJ's done everywhere he's been. He and his D coordinator, Andy Boo's a close friend of mine. They like to put pressure on the quarterback and try to move to create confusion in the run game, and they've done a good job of that so far.
Do you see some similarities with the programs, both trying to build something?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of parallels. You know, the non-conference, they won 3 of their non-conference. We won 2 of our 3. They beat Purdue and found a way to beat Michigan State. That's really one of the differences. We haven't been able to win a couple of the close games. We had opportunities to win here in the Big Ten to get a Big Ten victory, but there's a lot of similarities right now.
I really believe that in the final game of the year, you can set a standard or build a foundation for the future. Are you looking at it that way?
Absolutely. Anytime you play your last game and you win your last game, you send your football team into the offseason on a positive note. You got good spirits, a good taste in your mouth because you walked off the field a winner, and that does springboard you into usually a pretty good offseason.
I know you guys really want to go out there and play hard. And I know you want them to lay it all out there because it is the final game of the year. But haven't they done that most of the season for you?
Yeah, I've got no issues with the effort that we've gotten from our players. We've got to get cleaner with our execution in a lot of areas. And there's a lot that goes into that. We got to coach things better. We got to practice things better. We just got to go execute things better. And a lot of that will happen in time. But the effort has been there. Have no issues with the way our guys have gone out and laid it on the line for each other.
And all through the year, you've talked about 2 big things: development and recruitment.
Yeah.
That's got to be the focus when you're building a program, correct?
There's no doubt. You know, as I look at this offseason, what do we have to do? We've got to continue to develop. This is a developmental program. That means I got to help develop coaches. So we prepare, we teach, we motivate, we coach better, and we got to develop players. And then we got to go recruit, because each team's different. And when one set of players goes out, you got to bring another set of players in. And we want to continue to bring in more and more quality young men to create competition in each spot that brings out the best in everybody.
Still, do you look at this week's game as one more opportunity to go out there and accept the challenge and go try to win a football game?
It's another opportunity to go compete, to show that we're getting better. I thought we were. We've stumbled the last 2 weeks. We played, Penn State was a pretty good football team. And Michigan State, I still think, is a really good football team, even though the record is different than what a lot of people may think that it should be. But this is another opportunity to go compete and have an opportunity to win.
Coach, good luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's it for this edition of Our Football with Chris Ash. I'm Bruce Speck. Look forward to seeing you next week, everybody.